Okay, we have Jordan on line 2, and she is confused and she's being pressured.
Jordan.
Yeah. Hi, doctor.
Hi, how old are you?
21, I'll be 22 in a week.
Confused over what? What is this pressure?
The pressure is that I want to keep the child, and
You're pregnant?
Yeah, I've had 2 abortions. When I was, like, the first time I did it when I was 18 and a half, I got pregnant the second time.
Are you married?
No.
But you're pregnant now? How far along?
6 weeks.
Okay. And who's pressuring you?
My boyfriend. Well, it's not really my boyfriend anymore now.
Okay. And you want to have this kid?
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to. I didn't plan this pregnancy, but now I'm excited, and I just didn't want to end my career. But, you know, my child comes first now, and I'm sure I can continue my career later in acting.
Okay, but what are the forces that are pressuring you within you? You've had 2 prior abortions. Is there guilt over that's speaking now?
Yeah, the guilt is that I just promised myself that if this ever happened again, that I would never get another abortion. I'm old enough to handle a child now. I'm not so financially stable, but that's not something that's really hard to acquire if I really try. And I'm moving away to another state.
Why?
Because I live in Los Angeles, California, and I can't afford to take care of a child here.
So where would you go?
Atlanta, Georgia.
To live with?
My best friend's moving with me.
And you'd live there together?
Yeah, we checked into the rent, and everything's really cheap, and they have a Medicare thing for when you're having children. They have that here in California, too, but everything, all the other expenses are too expensive.
So you're planning to go on welfare?
Yeah. Not for long, just I may not even have to, because right now I have some money saved, but it just depends with the recession if I can get a job down there and take care of myself.
And tell me about the pressure.
The pressure is the gentleman that was my boyfriend that I got pregnant by. He wants me to give it up for adoption because he doesn't think I can handle it. And he really wants nothing to do with it. He says later he'll be ready to get married, but right now he's a musician and he's trying to get, you know, his life together and trying to be stable with his career. He's 29 years old, and he's already had a child when he was 17. His girlfriend had a child, and they put it up for adoption. I don't see really how he could go through that twice. I could never give away a child because it's a part of me, and I think there's a lot less fortunate people than me.
Why are you calling me?
Because I wanted your opinion to see, you know, my aunt told me to give up for adoption also. And they say I'm being kind of selfish, but I think they're being selfish, trying to take away a thing that's a part of me and not giving me a chance to take care of my own child.
Well, have you made this promise to yourself not to have another abortion?
If you don't mind me being a little religious, I made the promise to God that I wouldn't do it. I made it the second time I had one when I was 19.
You really thought you were in trouble then with the maker, huh?
No, actually, that maker was... Oh, you mean God? Oh, that maker, my maker. Not in trouble. I don't...
Then why would you make a promise?
Probably because I felt really guilty.
So you felt you were in trouble over having done something wrong.
Yeah.
You felt you sinned in his eyes.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, that's your belief. I cannot speak to that except to say that you have to be what you have to be. Do you have any problem with that?
A problem with
the sanctity of that vow. I mean, is such a vow a holy thing, or is it just a promise you make to yourself and are attached to God? I don't know. I'm asking a tough question. I'm asking. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but you know, when you are 19, you're overwhelmed with your sense of guilt and what you've done and the feeling of shame, and you'll do anything or make any promise and promise God, if you get me out of this, I will do anything for you. Right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of where you were?
Yeah. Now I'm less like that. I know that God forgives me and everything, but I think it's more of a thing that sometimes I feel like it's it's a gift, you know, and it was meant to happen.
All right, but
I used birth control, and it happened.
all right. The question is, you have to decide. Is what you want to do now. Forget promises that you made. Forget vows. Just what do you want to do now?
Well, now I want to have...
Independent of anyone's opinion, your family, your ex-boyfriend, and your former opinion of yourself. Your gut feeling right now is what?
I want to have the child, but I wish there was a promise that I would still be able to continue my career in a couple of years.
There are no promises anyhow.
I still want to have the child.
There are no promises about anything, are there?
No, there's not.
Okay. But the main thing is, what about the child?
Well, I won't be able to spoil it as much as I'd like to, probably within a few years, you know, within the next 3 years. I think after that.
Well, who's going to be supporting you?
Just myself, and my father will be helping me, and, well, he'll be helping me after I have the child.
Okay. But basically, you're bringing into a child into the world, into an underprivileged family, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I came from a broken home, but I was very together.
I understand, but you had a father and mother.
No, I don't know my real mom.
Okay. But you had someone who could earn a living.
Oh, definitely, yes.
And you don't have that now. I just want you to know the fact.
No.
So what are you going to do to make sure this child has the best?
But, that's why I'm moving to Atlanta.
Well, this is not the best. It's just the best chance, but it's not enough to make the child, you know, have all the opportunity that the child deserves. That's the key point, isn't it?
Okay, well, I've checked into jobs down there,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to get a job when I get down there. I have a few friends down there still. I lived there when I was younger,
Okay.
and a friend of mine is a manager. He's going to get me a job as a secretary. It doesn't pay as much as Los Angeles, but the rent and everything else is you know, less expensive. And so, I mean, primarily everything is less expensive, and I can afford it. As for being on welfare, I'm not one for that, and I do have a father that's quite wealthy, that if he found out I was on welfare, he wouldn't be very happy about that. I'm afraid to tell my dad right now, because...
Well, you have to tell him.
Yeah, I do. It's just taking me time. You know, I just found out last week.
Well, I would think about it. You got time, but you should do what's in your heart, because this is one of those long-term decisions that's going to affect everything in your life. And you want to be sure that the guilt that's causing you to make this decision is not replaced by a guilt over the inability to care for the child the way you want to.
So are you saying that I should have an abortion?
I didn't say that.
Indirectly, did you say
I
that?
didn't say that. I wish you well.
Good.
I want you to do what you want to do, but I want you to be aware of all the things that impact on this. One of the things is that you tend to feel guilty, and you feel guilty over things you did. My belief is that you might feel guilty if you're not able to give this child everything, or if your father throws up his hands and say, "You're having the kid, you take care of the kid," you know? So you have to have total responsibility for the way this child turns out. Good luck with it, and I hope you do what's right for you. You're your own master. No one else lives your life or should run it. We'll be right back.